Chapter 5, Threads of Connection, Part 3. At 12 years old, Lucas found himself standing in front of the imposing entrance of the public school, a world that felt as foreign as the stars. After a year with his foster family, he had adapted to a routine that barely grazed the surface of what a typical childhood should be. Yet there was a lingering isolation, a knowledge of how different he truly was from his peers. The first day of school arrived with a mixture of excitement and anxiety. The other children buzzed with chatter, their laughter echoing in the hallways. Lucas felt like an outsider, observing them from the sidelines, his heart racing as he stepped into the building. The hallways were painted bright colors, filled with lockers and classrooms, a stark contrast to the sterile environment he had known in the medi-laboratory. As he entered the classroom for his placement test, the fluorescent lights flickered overhead, illuminating the rows of desks where other students settled in. The teacher, a kindly woman with a warm smile, distributed the test papers. "This will help us understand where each of you fits in," she said, her voice calm and reassuring. Lucas scanned the questions. They were straightforward, covering basic math, reading comprehension, and science, topics he had consumed voraciously during his solitary hours. The knowledge swirled in his mind, clear and unyielding. He found himself racing through the test, the answers flowing easily from his pen. It felt almost too simple, like answering questions he had long known, rather than those he was just learning. When the test concluded, Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that he was light years ahead of the other students. While they were still grappling with simple concepts, he had already explored advanced theories and ideas. It was both a gift and a curse, a constant reminder of his isolation. He glanced around, noting the furrowed brows and frustration on his classmates' faces. In that moment, he understood. He was not just different, he was exceptional. After the tests, as students filtered out of the classroom, Lucas felt a familiar presence at his side. It was Thomas, a face from his past, a boy he had met briefly in the medi-laboratory. Thomas looked different now, his boyish face slightly more defined, but the spark in his eyes was the same. "Lucas, I didn't know you were coming here," Thomas exclaimed, a grin breaking across his face. The relief of seeing a familiar face in this new world was palpable for Lucas. They had shared a bond forged in the strange circumstances of their upbringing, and that connection was like a lifeline amidst the chaos of adolescence. "Yeah, I just got placed here. How's it going for you?" Lucas asked, his voice steady, though inside he felt a rush of relief at the friendly encounter. "Pretty good. I'm in the advanced classes. You?" Lucas shrugged, a smirk playing on his lips. "I think I'll be joining you there soon." Thomas raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued. "What do you mean?" "I just took the placement test," Lucas replied, his confidence shining through. "It was easy." Thomas laughed, a bright sound that seemed to cut through the tension in the air. "Yeah, I get that. They really don't challenge us much." The two boys chatted as they walked through the hallways, the sounds of laughter and chaos surrounding them. Lucas felt a sense of camaraderie growing, the walls of isolation beginning to crumble just a bit. With Thomas by his side, the school didn't seem as daunting, and for the first time, Lucas felt like he might just belong somewhere. As they approached the lunchroom, Lucas realized that he was no longer the lonely boy who had walked through the doors that morning. He was a boy with a friend, and perhaps that made all the difference in the world.